like a pro.
That's what you thought.
Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a quick weave on my client Brandi. And as you can tell, Brandi has very healthy hair, which is essential for, at least I believe they're essential for quick weaves and sew-ins, because if you plan on having leave out, which is my preference and my preferred way of doing quick weaves and sew-ins, then hairstyles like that, you have to have healthy hair to begin with, because it just makes the blending that much more seamless, and it gives it a more natural look, in my opinion. So we're going to be doing her a nice bob quick weave, and she told me she ain't had a bob since her baby was a little baby, and I think her son is like 3 or 4 now, somewhere around there. So it's been a little minute since she didn't have a bob. So I'm anxious and I'm excited to kind of spice her hair up a little bit. Okay, y'all, so I've already sectioned off her leave out, and I'm only leaving out maybe about 3 inches in length and about 1.5 inches, if that much, in width. And basically because I don't like having a whole lot of upkeep with leave out unless requested. So I like to keep it as minimal as possible, just in case any breakage accrues while people, have their hair out, which sometimes it does. Let's just be real. Sometimes we flat iron our hair a little bit too much in that top part. But Brandi normally does pretty good. But still, just for GP, I went ahead and just left out just a little bit. And it basically was just enough to just cover the tracks. And then I'm going to just do my very simple braid down that I pretty much do for all my quick weaves. And that pretty much consists of me braiding the sides, or I should say the nape, inward, instead of going down with vertical braids. I braid them horizontal, because when you do the vertical braids and you have to sometimes lift the braids to kind of infuse them with other braids, just in case you have like people with a lot of hair, it can really pull on the nape of your neck, and you can get bumps and things like that. And I actually developed this braid down for one of my clients, because she used to get really bad breakouts on her necks. And I said, oh my God. So she suggested that we start doing it a little bit different, and I just stuck with it. And I found out that it works a whole lot better than doing the vertical braids, because there's no tension on any of your hairline, which is essential when you want to wear, extensions and weaves and stuff. So I'm going to start off with that. And I've already prepped her hair with the Voice of Hair biotin oil. Y'all, that oil is the bomb. I'm gonna leave a link to that in the description box, because I'm really not a fan of all these oils and these trending, growth oils and stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie, I think 9 out of 10 times most of them are useless, because your hair is gonna grow anyway. But I have seen the difference with this oil on most of my clients. Like, I have seen, and you can feel how it's just hydrating and sealing in the moisture in the hair. It's pretty much the only oil I think I'll probably ever stand by until something else new comes on the market. So I'm gonna leave a link for that in the box, but I'm gonna go ahead and start off with that before we go on to the next step. Okay, y'all, so now I'm just about done with this braid down, and as you can see, it's really nice and flat. And I didn't do a whole bunch of braids. I generally don't when I do quick weaves, because it's unnecessary. It's gonna be glued on top of it, so you don't really have to go the extra mile like you would with a sew-in. So before we put her cap on and do her liquid cap, I'm first going to go through with my Affirm Care scalp serum. And mainly because Brandi, she seems to have a little bit of dermatitis on her scalp, just a little bit of dandruff, and I'm really not sure where it's from, honestly. We've been kind of working with it just to see if it's genetic or if it's just if it's seasonal. if it's something internal going on. It could be so many different things. So we're taking our time and figuring that out. But meanwhile, since she's going to be in a quick weave for a few weeks, I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that her scalp is being treated up underneath. So this oil is excellent, and it's going to help soothe her scalp. It's going to and just pretty much just kind of just stop the symptoms and whatnot, and treat it a little bit at the same time. So I'm gonna make sure I go ahead and get her scalp nice and prepped with that first. And as you can see, there is no tension along the nape of her neck. We got those braids coming inward and not being pulled, so there's no tension there, and she'll be able to wear this quick weave comfortably. So now I am using 2 stocking caps to put on top of her hair, because it's going to serve as a barrier of protection. And then after I put her stocking caps on, I'm going to use my Got to Be Glued spiking gel. And then I'm going to just take that and just kind of just rub that all on her head. And then that's going to harden and dry for about 25 minutes on high heat under the dryer. And I'm real big on protecting the hair. I use a liquid cap. Some people have faster methods and stuff, but the reason why I like to do the gel is because sometimes the spray, it has a lot of alcohol in it, and it can really dry your hair out. So even though that is a much quicker way of doing it, I prefer to use the liquid because it's not as invasive and it's a little bit more comfortable too. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do that. That's gonna dry real good before we start gluing her tracks. Okay, y'all, look, let me tell y'all something right fast, okay? I know we live in a day and age where the bundle hair is the go-to hair for all the girls, and you sleep if you're not using bundles. But let me tell y'all something. Don't never forget where you came from, because we all used to use pack hair, okay? And pack hair is good, okay? Pack hair is good, and y'all go ahead, y'all can snitch on me, and y'all can tell on me, which I know y'all not, because y'all part of the Brandi Beauty fam. But look, let's have an honest dialogue about this. Once upon a time, you ain't know nothing but pack hair, okay? Milky Way, Urban Beauty, what else we used to use? Bobby Boss. Y'all remember all that stuff we used to use? Look, I still use it. You know why? Because don't nobody got time to be dealing with no bundles all the time. That washing and the prepping, and you got to diet sometimes. Like, don't nobody feel like dealing with all that. So we got us some good old cuticle XQ hair. When we first started wearing sew-ins, y'all know y'all used to run out to the beauty supply store for $89, $69 a pack, and y'all used to go ahead, get that $430 or that $427. That's what me and Brandi using today. And we used to put that pack hair in our head, and boom, you couldn't tell us nothing. And so that's what we doing today. We just took it back old school with the regular pack hair, nothing fancy and nothing like that. And it did, and it gave what it was supposed to give, because Branique's hair matched perfectly. And that's pretty much all we wanted anyway. You know, sometimes less is more. So y'all don't sleep on that pack hair. Simple is the way to go sometimes. I mean, we need our bundles too. Like, you know, no shade to the bundle girls. I'm a bundle girl when I need to be. But pack hair, it's going to forever live on. It ain't never going nowhere. And I'm going to always use it. All right, y'all, so let me go ahead and break this thing on down and tell y'all my favorite protective style, okay? And FYI, it is not a quick weave or sew-in. I know y'all like, then what is it? It is simply wearing your own hair. And let me tell you why. Because there is no such thing as a protective style. Because essentially, if you really think about it, what are you protecting your hair from? Like, your hair is supposed to protect your scalp and your skull. But why are you protecting your hair? Your hair's job is to protect your scalp. So when you call yourself protecting your hair, you essentially limiting its function, and you're making it be smothered and covered, and it's not able to do what it's supposed to do. So I know we live in a time where everybody, we overthink everything nowadays. Like, everything is just everybody's so sensitive, so hypersensitive at that. You can't say nothing. You can't have an opinion. If you have an opinion, you bound to get cussed out. And hey, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. So I'm just here to just let y'all know that protective styles, they don't exist. Quick weaves are quick weaves. Sew-ins are sew-ins. Braids are braids, but they're not protective styles. Protective styles consist of keeping your hair clean, trimming your hair when you need to, not manipulating it a whole lot. That's protecting your hair. That's keeping it healthy. That's what protection is all about. Not covering it and smothering it and feeling, and just, even those who say, I just wet my hair, I don't blow it dry, no heat or anything like that. Like, your hair is weakest when it's wet. So if you're manipulating your hair constantly when it's wet, that's not good either. That's not protecting your hair, because you'll lose more hair over manipulating it when it's wet than dry. So that's just something I wanted to just throw out there and let you know that what I'm doing today, this is not a protective style. Sew-ins are not protective styles. Eye tips are not protective styles. Micro links are not protective styles. Nothing is a protective style but taking care of your hair. And I can't wait until we just get back to the basics of hair care and stop throwing it up under the bus as if it's something that doesn't matter. It does matter. Everything derives from hair care. Brandi would not be able to get this beautiful quick weave if her hair was not healthy, but she takes care of her real hair at the same time. And that is what gives her her privileges, not keeping it smothered and covered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like, that's not cool. So I just wanted to let y'all know that, and y'all can beat me up later. Okay, y'all, so now on to this haircut. Y'all, I don't care what nobody say. This I'm speaking for myself, but I'm sure there are probably some other stylists out there who would agree. Blunt cuts are some of the hardest cuts to complete because there is such a high level of precision that has to take place. And if you make a mistake with a blunt cut, it's gonna show. It ain't no blending it in or trying to camouflage it. Nope, it's gonna show. You're gonna see that dip. You're gonna see it's clearly uneven, and you might as well just throw the whole hairstyle in the trash or go shorter, because if you don't get that line crispy and clean, and when that client laying their head down, if you see all them little hairs peeking up under, it just ain't good. And to all my beginner cosmetologists, if you're just graduating cosmetology school, or even if you're just entering cosmetology school, look, y'all, take your time mastering these things, okay? Like, it takes time to master your craft. You can be passionate about something and you can love something and still not master it. But keep going. Just keep at it. Keep going. Don't let nobody discourage you and try to talk you out of mastering something that you know that you love. Keep at it. It took me a long time to master the things that I have mastered now, and honestly, I'm still learning. Like I'm gonna forever always be learning. I'm never gonna deem myself the GOAT or the know-it-all or the fairy of hair or the magician or whatever other terms that pretty much signify that you're the greatest of all time. Like, I don't think I'll ever be able to say that because I feel like there's always so much that you don't know. And if you're not remaining a student, then hey, how can you continue to grow? So, the blunt cuts, that's something that took some time. You have to be patient with that. And even as I'm going in and I'm doing my line, I'm going to go in and clean this up a few more times just to make sure. Like, I'm probably going to go, I spent some time on her haircut because it required a high level of precision. So after I am doing her blunt line, I'm then going to go in and add some layers in it and kind of texturize her ends a little bit because this pack hair is heavy and it has a lot of weight to it. So it's important to kind of thin it out just a little bit to remove that bulk so she gets that texture in it and it kind of can mimic real hair. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then after that, I'm going to curl her up and y'all going to see Brandi come to life. Go ahead, Brandi. You better swing that hair. Look, y'all, I already know what y'all be doing. As soon as y'all get to that car, y'all be doing all kinds of TikToks and Reels and all other types of stuff. See, Brandi be trying to act like she real shy, which she is more on the reserve side. I give her that. But I was like, you can give me some of this little piece of this flavor, this swing action before you go back to your car. So, look, I got it for y'all. You see her? She working it. So make sure y'all go ahead and comment, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.